This is CGTN, China Global Television Network.
World coronavirus cases rise above 600,000 as the U.S. shoots past the 100,000 mark. Lockdowns and curfews in African countries to curtail spread of COVID-19. And love and marriage in the time of COVID-19, how life has changed for Africans. Hello, welcome to Africa Live. As always, great to have you with us. I'm Richard Surulanta, live in Nairobi. And for those of you joining us from across the continent and around the globe, we thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at other stories making headlines this hour. As other nations fight, Niger residents cash in on trading in locusts. And in sports, we look at how athletes are maintaining their strict training regimens under lockdown. Once again, welcome to Africa Live. The chairperson of the African Union Commission has confirmed that his tests for coronavirus have come out negative. Moussa Faki Mahamat has been forced to go into quarantine after one of his staff members tested positive for COVID-19. CGTN's Coletta Wanjohi reports from Addis Ababa.
On Friday, the African Union Commission chairperson Moussa Faki Mahamat.
And in South Africa, police clashed with residents of the city of Hillbrow in Johannesburg as the country began its 21-day nationwide lockdown. Hillbrow is one of the most densely populated towns in Johannesburg with an estimated population of over 1 million people. Travelers in many African cities from Nairobi to Johannesburg are now heading to the countryside. There are growing concerns that there is a higher chance of contracting the coronavirus while in the cities because of their populous nature.
There's only a smaller number of people who are infected, unlike here at Johannesburg. So yeah, I think there's 80% chances that I can be safe when I'm home.
Governments across Europe are ordering their citizens to stay indoors as the coronavirus pandemic sweeps across the continent. But for thousands of homeless people, that's just not an option. To help protect these vulnerable individuals, shelters and NGOs are opening isolation centers and ramping up screening. CGTN's Tony Waterman has more from Brussels.
A few years ago, Elvira Aliaj fled Albania and an abusive husband.
I don't have contact from my family, and I'm less Albania, and I'm less everything. And
you are watching Africa Live on CGTN. We'll see you on the other side of the break with more news. Here's a look at what's ahead. Water scarcity adds to Zimbabwe's challenge as it battles coronavirus. And as other nations fight, Niger residents cash in on trading in locusts. Welcome back to Africa Live. The Democratic Republic of Congo has reversed a national lockdown after an outcry over price hikes. President Felix Tshisekedi announced measures to halt the spread of the coronavirus. They include intervals of lockdown, giving citizens 2 days in between to acquire supplies.
It was premature because they need to first get the basics right in order to protect the population.
Zimbabwe is facing challenges in implementing some of its measures to control the spread of the coronavirus. Long-standing economic challenges have informalized the economy and left critical infrastructure in disrepair. CGTN's Farai Mwakatuya has more.
Borders have been closed for human traffic, public gatherings of more than 50 are prohibited, and schools, universities and bars have been shut down.
Nigeria has banned social gatherings due to rising cases of the coronavirus in the country, and scheduled wedding ceremonies are among the events most affected by these restrictions. A couple living in the nation's capital, Abuja, who were planning to tie the knot are now in a fix. CGTN's Kelechi Mekalam reports on how the COVID-19 shutdown is affecting their plans.
Weddings in Nigeria are usually extraordinary moments of celebrations and reunions. And for 5 years,
following the winter season, the northern regions of Niger have been invaded by swarms of desert locusts. But the people there have started to catch and sell the insects. We visited a market in Niger to see how this seasonal activity has helped generate income for many informal traders in the country. CGTN's Tuli Shabalala has that story.
The markets in Niger have been inundated with desert locusts since the end of the winter season. There are dozens of sellers of this edible insect.
And we're not done just yet. We've got your sports news coming up after the break. Here's a sneak peek at the headline. We look at how athletes are maintaining their strict training regimens under lockdown.
How would you create your legend? On the fields, on the tracks, in the arenas of Africa. Were you born to be a player? Could this moment be yours? Sports Scene. Find your game.
Welcome back. The coronavirus pandemic has decimated the global sporting calendar. The Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games was the latest event to be affected after it was postponed until 2021. This has not discouraged a young rower from Tunisia from continuing training in her living room to keep her Olympic dream alive. CGTN's Aden Shawashi tells us more.
Khadija is a former swimming champion who discovered rowing at an early age. The 25-year-old athlete is exercising at home during the pandemic.
And more on how athletes are keeping in the rhythm of training during the pandemic. 2 Iraqi weightlifters have turned a rooftop in the northern city of Dohuk into a mini gym hall after the government ordered all gyms shut to curb the spread of the coronavirus. Weightlifters Francis Gorgees and Osama Hussein borrowed equipment from the gym hall they usually frequent.
Moreover, I want to be a source of inspiration and a source of positive energy for the youth to follow suit. When gyms are closed, one should find out an alternative and not sit idle.
Despite the postponement of the Summer Olympics in Tokyo, the International Olympic Committee confirmed that any athlete who has already qualified will get to compete next year. World Athletics President Sebastian Coe said that the track and fields governing body is now working to restart its shuttered season. World Athletics began reviewing its Olympic qualification process after the IOC and sports federations agreed that all athletes currently qualified for the Tokyo 2020 Games will remain qualified. And in England, Chelsea's head coach Frank Lampard says midfielder and England international Callum Hudson-Odoi has made a full recovery from the coronavirus. Hudson-Odoi became the first English Premier League player to test positive for COVID-19 earlier this month. And that's it for this edition of Africa Live. Remember, you can send us your feedback to the contacts on the screen and follow us on digital media platforms. For the team, I'm Richard Surlentah saying thank you so much for watching, and we will be right back here, same time tomorrow. Till then, take care.